YouTubers. I have remade this video a billion times, so hopefully this time will be the time that I use. And hopefully I don't go over. So, my last video I was talking about how Denny is going to be assessed for autism, and that this video I'd have results. I do have results. I got them this morning. And so I thought I'd do a video to update you guys on Denny. And we went into the doctor's office this morning, and she's a neurologist who specializes in children's development and developmental delays and all of that kind of thing. So after looking into Denny's history and her behaviors and meeting with Denny and doing tests, the doctor came to the conclusion that she was going to diagnose Denny with autism. My first feelings that I had was sad. My first feeling was sad because I felt like that hope that I had for my daughter to just snap out of it, you know, that little tiny gleam of hope that she would just be able to, one day she'd wake up and just be talking like crazy and, you know, tell me how her day was going and all that. That little hope was gone. And that hurt a lot. My second feeling was worry because I didn't know where to start. I mean, I kind of knew where to start because I've been doing a lot of research, but it was still scary. It still is scary. I've thought a lot about what we're going to do, the next steps we're going to do, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then my feeling was, how is my husband going to react? How is he going to feel? And my last feeling was kind of relief, because I finally know what's going on with Denny. I finally have a way to help her. I know there's kids with autism all over. They know what to do to help these kids, and my daughter is going to get help now. So that feeling was good. It's amazing the emotional roller coaster you go on just within a few minutes. So I had recorded the whole conversation with, well, not the whole conversation, but like the main part of the conversation with the doctor, so that my husband could hear the words, that the actual, you know, conversation. And when I left the doctor's office, I listened to it over and over and over again. And when I told my husband and brought the tape, or the recording for him to listen to, that was the first time that I cried about it. And he cried about it. It wasn't like a sobbing cry, because I kind of already knew, you know, it wasn't like a complete shock to me, but it still hurt. And after listening to her talk again about it, I felt better, because she had so much hope for Denny, and that made me feel good. Because Denny, now I'll talk about like what she said. Denny has been diagnosed, sorry, I've been fuming. Denny was diagnosed with autism, but the doctor said that she isn't what you can typically see for autism, or what you think of when you think autism, because of the fact, and this is a big one, that she has that eye contact. That's very good eye contact. That throws people off, she said. But Denny meets enough of the behaviors of autism that she is considered autistic. And I don't have the list of everything that she met, but I will have it within a week to 2 weeks. And when I do get that, I will go through it on here and break it down for everybody. But so she didn't specifically tell me what she met and what she didn't meet. She just gave me an overview of what's going on with her. And so she told me that because Dennie isn't typical autism, but has the autism diagnosis, that a lot of kids who have epilepsy like Dennie and also have autism are not usually typical autistic children, meaning they have a lot better, they usually do really well with the therapy, and a lot of times they can reverse those behaviors or better those behaviors so that later on in life, sometimes those behaviors can be completely fixed or reversed, and then they don't have enough of the criteria for autism, therefore they don't have autism anymore, which isn't the case for all autistic children. Some autistic children will always be autistic, but there are kids who are autistic who can come out of that with a lot of therapy. The keys for Dennie is to try really, really hard to get her seizure free. She's almost seizure free now, but she does have seizures. She's having about 1 to 2 a week on average. Some weeks she has several within the week. And like I mentioned in my other video, we've noticed that it happens when we eat a lot of bread. That's something else totally. So we need to focus on getting Dennie seizure free, and when she's seizure free, that means that she can focus really well, and her learning is a lot more, it progresses and she moves on forward really well. The other thing is to start really strong with therapies, speech therapy, occupational therapy, and ABA, and also her school, preschool. So 4 different things, and really, really work hard on it, and help her at home with all of that. Hopefully we can reverse some of these behaviors, and maybe eventually she will not be considered autistic anymore. I've read a lot of different people's beliefs and doctors' beliefs, that some doctors say that once you're diagnosed with autism, or when a child is autistic, they're always autistic. I don't know how to respond to that because I'm not a doctor myself, but from what this doctor was telling me, that once you don't have those behaviors, once you can say this child does not have this behavior or these behaviors, then they're not autistic anymore, which makes sense to me, because if they don't meet the list requirements, then why should they be considered autistic still? So the good news is that kids with the seizures and autism usually do well with the therapies and are able to reverse it. She gave me an example of this little girl who has infantile spasms like Dennie, or had them. The infantile spasms have stopped. She's 4.5, and she originally had a diagnosis of autism, but now has a diagnosis of ADHD, which is amazing. And she said she's doing amazingly well. So that made me feel really good. So yeah, that's what is going on with Dennie, and I'll be doing another video when I get the paperwork and kind of break it down for everybody on here. If you guys have any tips for me on how to help Dennie, that'd be great. And so yeah, that's what happened to me today, and that's what happened to Dennie today, and that's what happened to Dennie's daddy today and Maddie today. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.